Hello and welcome everyone back to another Calibre Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well, and today we have a banger PulseChain interview with two honorable guests. The founder of Heart with Dog, one of the best meme coins here on PulseChain, cheap, community made, fully renounced, doxed dev, fair launched, no pre-sales, no VCs, no allocations, 100% locked liquidity. Guys, with a never done before Manga series, including your favorite PulseChain influencers. Am I one of them? Because I'm going to be in there in chapter 6. So yeah, you heard it. They have an animated Manga series that you guys should check out. I'm going to be talking about everything to do with PulseChain, the exciting stuff. I promise you, you will leave watching this stream more confident the fact that you're in PulseChain. So yeah, we're going to be talking with the founder of Dog with Hat, Rob, and his close friend Kix, which I will leave all their links in the description. Go check them out. Follow them on their Twitter. It's also really refreshing to see a genuine dev who lives, breathes, sleeps about his project, that he has vision behind of. Again, guys, I tell this a lot. In meme coins, we're not looking into it for the utility. We're investing in the community. And let me tell you, those two are exactly the type of people that you want to lead your meme coin. Not only do they believe in HOG, they also believe in PulseChain. They're here long term. They started off as investors of PulseChain, and then they decided to become builders. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Give this video a like, comment down below. It helps boost this video in the YouTube algorithms, and share this with your crypto bros. I hope you guys enjoy it.
And I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Kix too. Like, who knows? I might have launched on, like, I don't think I'd launch on Solana, but I might have launched on like ETH or something like that. If it wasn't for him getting me into PulseChain. And he didn't get me the first time either, because he sent me a video. I remember the first video he sent me was like Richard Hart, and he was just talking about watches, like for like 5 minutes of a video. I just turned it off. I was like, oh, this guy's like so up himself. And I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, I almost said your actual name. I got to try not to say that. Kix said, yeah, like give it another go. And then I think later he actually might have sent me a video on Somi. And then I listened to Somi and I was like, oh yeah, no, this is actually really cool. Made a lot of sense. And I think Somi and yourself are actually the first two people, and Crypto Coffee as well, that I listened to the most when I first got into it. So yeah, wouldn't be here without him.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, knowing, like listening to Somi, how, you know, he's doing like 18 hours of research a day. He knows a lot about everything else outside of PulseChain. Gives me confidence that, yeah, we are in the right place. We have people like him in PulseChain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to follow him now.
Absolutely. Because he could be huge on any chain. Like he could be a massive star. He could probably be bigger if he was on another chain, which does speak volumes to how his belief in what we've got here.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I have started rolling this now. I'll just edit it. I think it's a good, smooth start.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but, you know, I guess introducing yourselves, Rob, the founder of Heart with Dog, and Kix, a close friend to Rob as well. How did you guys, I guess, you know, you just mentioned how you got into PulseChain, but what do you think of PulseChain, as in the core tokens, the stuff that's happening with Richard Hart, you know, the Matrix attacking them? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, bullish, to be honest. I think that, you know, if no one considered Richard Hart a threat, then no one would go after him. And the fact that, you know, he has so many people just, you know, throwing spears at him all the time. And the fact that every time things like this happen, you get a little bit of a sell-off, but then things galvanize and you see the real strength of the community. You see, you know, people who stream like yourself don't stop streaming just because there's some bearish news or some FUD or whatever. In fact, I often see people start, like, it rolls them up and they start, you know, doing more and start posting more. And yeah, I couldn't be more excited for what he's doing. He's revolutionizing things. Obviously, he was revolutionary in the last cycle. I wasn't involved in Hex back then, but, you know, I've studied ever since becoming, you know, into this chain, and now he's looking at, you know, revolutionizing things again with PDAI, which is just incredible. And, you know, we could see a situation that no one could ever perceive in a bear market, where there's this safe haven where people can actually, you know, have their PDAI, have their, ETH version of DAI, and, you know, the yields that people can earn from that are just going to be insane. And it'll be all people are talking about for the next, you know, 2-3 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. I do also believe that we are in a stablecoin bull run. But
Yeah, I saw that. I love that.
at the same time, obviously, the fact that the meme coins are the main meta, even though it's around 2.5% of the whole crypto dominance, it's crazy to think about the rate of growth that we will see in this bull run, and the fact that we're in a cycle one chain that's under $1 billion in market cap, with having meme coins like Heart with Dog that's under $1 million market cap. Like, think about the rate of growth, the growth potential is really super exciting. The fact that Heart with Dog is doxed, as you guys can see, the Manga series, which we're going to talk more about. Like, I want to hear the lore, how the PulseChain influencers, how they are part of the story as well. But what about you, Kix? What do you think of PulseChain? When did you join PulseChain as well?
Khaled, the story with PulseChain is a funny one. I honestly think PulseChain Hex, PLSX, the whole PulseChain community behind the so-called cult leader, which is Richard Hart, right? It's just crazy. We are the most misunderstood chain in crypto, 100%. Most mispriced, most asymmetrical risk to reward. Everyone has written us off. We are a community that has survived 99%, and we refuse to leave. Like, you can't find that very often in crypto. There's only a few of them. XRP being the most recent example. Those guys were holding for how many years, right? I mean, I got into crypto back in 17, right? I got 2 bulls and bear markets in me, and that's taught me so much about crypto. It's the best life lesson, finance lesson you could ever take. A lesson about the world. It introduced a whole new world of degeneracy as well. Like when you see what happens in Solana Jeetland,
Yeah, pumped up funds,
as Somi says. Yeah, but to answer your question, Khaled, this community is, like Somi says, what Cardano used to be before it went 100x. I was listening to a video and he was explaining the similarities. Both have like a cult leader. ADA has Charles, we have Richard Hart, but the attitudes and the perspectives are different. Whereas Richard Hart is more like cutthroat and dominant leader.
Like, yeah.
And Charles, I don't even have to begin to tell you all of the Cardano jokes in crypto that go on about being cucks and shit.
Yeah, thanks, Alex Becker.
Exactly, he ruined the whole chain, but it's so fun to be part of this industry and so bullish on everything PulseChain, Hex, PLSX, Inc. And then all of the altcoins on PulseChain as well. Everything's going to benefit from Metcalfe's and Reed's law at the end of the day. So we're just waiting for the flip.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree with that. Obviously, Richard Hart, he's the cult leader, but he's not the CEO of PulseChain. He found it, but now PulseChain is its own thing. I mean, it's autonomous, it's permissionless, it's trustless. So, there's a lot of people that have this misconception of, what if, God forbid, Richard Hart goes to jail, what's going to happen with PulseChain? Nothing's going to happen.
Nothing.
The code is there. It's running.
We survived 99% down, guys. Like there's nothing. If that doesn't wipe you out, then I don't know what will. And Richard's fine. Richard's got he's actually been, to piggyback off what you said, Khaled, he's been distancing himself. He hasn't been streaming, There's so many bullish things in the pipeline that he could do that takes minimal effort that will have maximum effect on the price. Streaming being one of them. SEC, good result from the SEC case. It's all looking good. If you follow Nuclear Herbs, he's got the rundown of everything on Twitter, and it's looking really positive for everything. We're just so underpriced, and this whole Interpol stuff that came out, it's just infuriating that, it makes me so bullish that he's a target, one of the biggest targets on their radar. Like, what haven't they done to this guy?
I know. Yeah. He's a hot story of the month for Interpol. They want to get paid. They're trying to get the SAC funds taxed, like what, 10, 20%, maybe even 40% of the SAC funds. Nah, he's out of Finland now.
He's safe.
Good riddance. Yeah.
And he left the watches and he was like, "Yeah, that's your taxes right there."
It's probably more than the taxes that watch collection.
That's true. Yeah. Which, it's a good point to talk about, because I think Richard Richard Hart and the whole PulseChain ecosystem, we've been hit with every type of FUD you can imagine. So at this point, I think most of us, the true believers, we're like numb to the red candles now. You know, the SEC. It's so crazy that the SEC, they're like suing Richard Hart. They're suing the code as well, which is crazy. Thinking that they know what we felt when we sacrificed. They're telling us that we invested in PulseChain, but it's literally a sacrifice. So you can't tell me what I was thinking when I sacrificed, because I personally myself sacrificed. We have a petition with 44,000 people that signed, and they said, I'm not a victim. And what's crazy is that once they announced that they're going after Richard Hart and PulseChain and Hex, I think end of July in 2023, it actually pushed the prices down further. Like I think it was minus 80%. So talk about price manipulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, they're causing more damage than anyone ever had. Like, you know, they're protecting the victims, but they're actually just like sending their bags down. Yeah. And these so-called victims are people who believe in the ecosystem, they believe in Richard Hart, and they believe what they sacrifice for, with no promise of any financial gain.
Yeah. And the whole thing with Interpol, I do think that probably someone in the SEC, they probably called up Interpol. They were like, hey, you know, this guy didn't, you know, we're trying to find him, put him on the red notice. And then, you know, and at the same time, I think it's not even, it's old news. I think it was probably either way back from 2023, the fact that he was on the red notice Interpol. It's just that someone, you know, reheated the news. So
I think they're desperate. They know their time is running out, their runway, to try and, you know, get something on someone, because, you know, they're getting cleaned out. You know, Trump's coming in. He's, you know, putting pro crypto people into all positions, and so they know they're on borrowed time right now.
100%. We have people like Paul Atkins. I think he's going to take his place in, or at least he's nominated as chairman of SEC. We had recent great news, like the case with Coinbase. I think it was Coinbase and SEC. They put that on pause, and then you have as well. What was it? Tornado Cash. They finally won the appeal against the sanctions, I guess, against their mixer. Thankfully, as well. That's good news. These are all good news.
Huge. Yep.
Great
SEC,
news.
Yeah. Gary Gensler, inauguration day, pro crypto, Trump, because in the previous super cycle, 2017, even though Trump was also won the election, he wasn't pro crypto back then. But now imagine, not only that we have a, you know, I guess a businessman who's running the country, which I think should be the case, looking after people. He's teasing less taxes on capital gains, or even 0% income tax that I saw talk about. So I think we're going to see a white swan event. I'm very optimistic. In a realistic
everything's looking so bullish. Like it's crazy. Everything's aligning, and people who are selling now, like we've had that recent dump in the markets. Like, what are you doing? You've obviously never been here before. This is the part where it goes up. It's just, you know, we're just stalling a little bit at the moment.
And it could be a blessing too. Like the longer that we move sideways and then range down a little bit and move sideways, the longer we do that, the more vicious the slingshot up's going to be. And it's almost like everything's aligning where Richard Hart's going to come in and just dump all this gold on the table, like right near the end. Like, you know, when PDAI pegs, you know, if he starts streaming, then, you know, all these things could come together right at the end. And that's when everyone else has already made profit on their other, you know, meme coins on other chains. And they're just going to see this one chain that's the only chain left that's undervalued, that's pumping. And you could imagine the level of inflows that would come in at that point would just be astronomical.
100%. The fact that we're like around top 6 or top 7 chains by TVL out of all the blockchains out there, even though we're not on any centralized exchange, we're gate kept. A lot of people don't even know about PulseChain. I've seen Shill Gates, the guy who recently got on PulseChain. He talks about PulseChain to other big influencers, and they're like, whoa, I never heard of PulseChain. This sounds very good. Like, how come not a lot of people know more about this? Because it's getting gate kept.
It's so criminal that it gets gate kept like that. It's literally the only crypto. And maybe, I don't know, people maybe just don't like Richard Hart as a person. So it's Richard Hart to me is the IQ test and the ego test, like Robbie put it last time. If you can get past the the Gucci suits and twerking on stage, and see it for what it really is. It's just, you know, if we're going to do crypto, let's just do it the right way. We'll just pump to the moon. Everyone's here for number go up anyway. Like memes, cults, religions, as Morad put it. That's the theme of this cycle. And you saw what happened with XRP. I mean, that's just the beginning as well. Got to respect the pump.
100%. That is
You
true.
do.
That is true. But speaking of that, we have a Cycle 1 blockchain, and you mentioned as well memes, cults, religions. Speaking of memes, we have a super cheap meme here in PulseChain, Heart with Dog, around 170,000 market cap. I was looking at the liquidity to market cap ratio is actually very respectable. That's around, I think, 25%, like a 4-to-1 ratio. Usually you see way less ratio. So this is actually very inviting for whales. Not a lot of people think about it that way, because obviously the liquidity is the real dollar value, not the market cap itself. But obviously the fact that we're under 1 million market cap, imagine this catching up to Teddy Bear, which is obviously reached 100 million plus, and it's not even an altcoin season. Think about the growth potential, you know, and the fact that we have the Manga series, which is pretty cool. I want to hear your, you know, what's the lore behind it?
Yeah. Oh, it was so cool. Like I remember I first mentioned to Kix, I was like, man, I want to launch a meme coin on PulseChain because it looks so fun. I love the communities, I love the vibes. And I was like, oh, like, what about if I like had a play on the whole whiff thing? Like, because Dog Whiff Hat was flying at that time. And obviously it's still very popular. And I was like, what about if I got an artist to combine a picture of Richard Hart and my French bulldog, and we'll call it Heart with Dog. And and he just sent me a bunch of laughing emoticons back. So I was like, okay, that's good. So I started with that, and we were going through that process, and then
because you have reached this far into the episode, I will be announcing that there will be a Heart with Dog airdrop to you guys. The lucky viewers is going to be first come, first serve, the first 30 people to qualify for the airdrop. So listen closely to how you can qualify for this airdrop. Number one, you have to follow them on their Twitter at HeartWithDog, link in the description. Number two, you have to go into their latest post about the animation that they have just posted, and you have to like, share, comment on there. Number three, join their Telegram. And then number four, join my Telegram. Number five, follow me on my Twitter. And then number six, comment down in the YouTube below. Again, just say, hey, I participated, or hey, I love Dog with Hat for your following reasons. Or if you're bullish on PulseChain, just make a comment. And then finally, send your wallet address either in my DM at Caledon Crypto, or you can just post it in my public Telegram and the Farmers community. All the links will be in the description. So yeah, thank you very much for watching so far, and I wish you to be one of the lucky ones to win a spot in this airdrop.
I was just watching a lot of Sami, and PokerChain was really taking off, and I was looking at all the influencers and memes, and I was like, this would be an anime. Like someone should do an anime on PulseChain because it's just got so many characters in it. And I was like, fuck it, I'll start swearing, but I'll start writing one right now. And so I just started like writing out a story, and I put HOG as like the main character, and wrote him a tragic backstory because every single manga and anime has to have the main character have a tragic backstory. Yeah, exactly. And set him on a path of revenge. And I just, I came up with all these like little sub stories of arcs for different influencers and characters, and how they could relate to other anime characters. Like you can see behind me is like the poster there that I got done up. Yeah. And like, for instance, like Teddy, he's Teddy Bear. He's based off the character Tony Chopper from One Piece, like the Dr. Tony Chopper. So he's got like the medical hat, and I just wanted to play around with that a lot. And obviously, Sobby being like wearing a Pikachu hat, he's already an anime character. Like I didn't even need to change him. He's just an anime character already.
Yeah. So, he's one of one.
Yeah. Exactly, he is. And Dick with Bud is like a Pokemon in itself almost. And I just like started playing around with it, and then I kind of wrote the start and the end, and now like we've got over 50 chapters written. It's just about getting the artist to get it done, which takes time because the artist is very high quality. He
Rob's
doesn't
got to
want
get the
rush
whip out
things.
on the artists, right? Make more
Yeah.
content.
Oh man, I'm trying to get him to clone himself, or at least bring on someone else who has like the same level of skills as he does, and he's really into the story now as well, which is great. And he's often being like, "Oh, what about if we did it this way?" And like your design in the upcoming chapter, he did that basically just because I just sent him a photo of you, and he did that, but just completely based off that.
Wow.
With like the dice and everything, and
yeah.
And then you change your name from DJ Khalid to just Khalid on Crypto. So now I have a character arc for you where you stop being DJ. So it's cool because it's ever evolving. Yeah. It's in the lore now, and the cool thing is because we can add chapters in between the start and the end, it can just keep expanding. Yeah. And I mean, unless we can bring on like 5 more artists, the chapters are just going to continue going into the next bull market as well, which is exciting. It's cool. I think you know, a lot of people have short-term, you know, plans. Like no one really wants to think past sort of December this year. But like I think it helps if you know that not only is the dev going to be around, is the team going to be around, is the community going to be around, but the content is still going to be coming out even in the bear market. So, you know, it's something to keep you a little bit clued in. And then when new people come in to Heart with Dog in the next bull cycle, they're going to be able to start from the start, and they're going to have 30, 40 chapters, 50 chapters to go through and just, you know, and become hooked like right from the start. So I think that's an advantage we have over a lot of other projects. Is it's not just a picture of an animal and it's like, oh, that's cool. There's a whole lore, there's a whole story behind it. And the longer it goes, the more attached you're going to be to the characters in the story.
100%. Well said, yeah. Because the thing is with memes, which you mentioned Cakes on Solana, it has a major cheat issue. With memes there, it's like they live...
Cheats infestation.
Yeah. It's a casino.
Yeah.
Like, that's a casino. They live and die within like a day or even half a day if you're lucky.
It's nuts.
I don't know if it's
the first time I saw Pump.fun, my eyes literally melted.
Yeah, like with the random images coming up, I was like, whoa, this is how it feels to be in a casino, man.
1 second candles, Khaled. 1 second candles. Yeah. Never seen anything like that.
I've seen a dev cheat for $7.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You feel bad for them. It's like, how desperate are you?
Yeah. I've even had like friends IRL. I'll tell them about PulseChain and stuff. They're very like deep on PulseChain, but it's like they also can't fight the urge to go in Solana and try to make a overnight 100x. And I told them like, bro, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. It's very unlucky, and it gets harder and harder because now it's very easy for someone to just make a meme coin using Pump.fun. You don't even need initial liquidity. But if you think about it, if you lower the barrier now, it's just, as Sami says, you're just trading JPEGs now, you know? Because the main thing about meme coins is actually the utility, well, not the utility, sorry, is actually you're investing in the community, right? Obviously, there's psychological checks. Is the meme coin understandable, lovable, relatable? Like, for example, Heart with Dog, Richard Hart, he's a part Frenchy dog. We all love dogs. And of course, the Manga series, never been done before. At least I haven't seen anything like this before. You know, it checks a lot of things. And the fact that you're saying this is continuously going to provide like content, it's very good. And even me, by the way, like I'm going to be holding a lot of my bags till the next bull run. So it's very good to hear. It's like very refreshing to see that this is a meme that's going to stay here. And you mentioned the reference to Dog with Hat. That did really well. That did, I don't know how many X's it did. That was during the bear market as well.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The potentials that we have here in PulseChain. HOG as well, you know, I didn't even mention this, 0% tax, renounced contract, 100% locked, fair launched, no pre-sale. And I believe this is a 4-month-old project. Yeah,
if we're not at 4 months, we're really close to it.
Just under 4 months.
But I think we are. Yeah.
It
feels way longer, to be honest. Like I feel like we launched
crypto ages you much faster.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's the thing with crypto
all the time.
I've had people tell me, "Oh, it feels way too slow. I give up on crypto and stuff," which I get it. You know, I get it because I joined PulseChain around October 2023. and I've been through like, the different roller coaster of emotions where, like, I think even right now we're going through what we've gone through during the previous FUD times where everyone's so doubtful. And it's like, thank God I'm believing in what I'm believing, because if I'm reacting to what the sentiments are on Twitter, I would have probably sold a lot, and it's crazy. Why would I act emotional on this? I've been holding PulseChain, I've been accumulating, and I've actually like I've made basically bull run gains from the past year, just knowing about PDAI, knowing about Atropa,
Nice.
like Teddy Bear.
Yep.
It's crazy. That's the thing. I think a lot of people are just
Exactly, because even without the chain going up, there's always opportunities within it where you can find undervalued gems.
Exactly, and I think it's meme coins that are the leverage of the main spear of the PulseChain, or just generally any, like for example, Solana in the previous, or in this altcoin mini altcoin season that we had in the Bitcoin halving year around March, April 2024, it went from like, what is it, $10 Solana price to like almost $200+.
Yeah, $8 was the low. I remember
$8,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it went to like 200, 250. That's like a 10x plus. But of course, if you were invested in the meme coins within Solana, you probably would have made hundreds of X's. I mean, even that's the thing. Even right now, it has like billions of daily volume. And that's why I do.
The time to buy the meme coins in Solana was before pump.fun. Like that was the time to do it.
Before the green candles happened. You know what I mean? But I think, unfortunately, with herd behavior, 95% of people who barely either lose or make it out with, even, they just follow the green candles where they're happening now. You know what I mean? It's like,
they want to be on the side that's cheering, like saying we're winning, but they don't realize that they're coming in at the 79th minute of an 80-minute game, and they're last.
Hey, Khaled, are you a technicals guy? Do you like look at the technicals much?
So I'm a software engineer as my 9 to 5, but is it like technical analysis?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the Solana ETH ratio. What do you think outperforms for the rest of the year?
That's a good question. I haven't seen the Sol ETH. I've seen, I keep an eye on the ETH BTC ratio, and as well the WPLS ETH ratio. And obviously right now with WPLS ETH, we're kind of on the bottom, like we're very like low. And I think at the same time, we just need Ethereum to pick it up. Everything else, people think, oh, Bitcoin's pumping up. Why is all the altcoins, or why is PulseChain not pumping? You need to understand that we're technically an altcoin blockchain. So we're an amplified effect of whatever the general market is doing. So if Bitcoin goes down 2%, you can expect PulseChain and the rest of the other altcoins to be 2-3 times the effect of that. And obviously the same will be appreciation. So we're just waiting on Ethereum. People say Ethereum is, like Somi says, third cycle curse.
Third cycle curse.
Yeah. And I keep an eye on the ETH BTC ratio, and it is like bottoming out. And I think we will see a reversal very soon. I'm very optimistic that Q1s, or generally like January of every bull run, Ethereum has a really good return. It's one of the best performing months is January, February. So I think just towards the end, like it's a question of, can we be patient and not self-capitulate ourselves towards the end of January? Like we have literal inauguration day. Gary Gensler is no longer going to be there. It'll be like a ripple effect. It's going to reach all the way to HOG. You know what I mean?
That's Reed's law.
Exactly.
It happens. The spear goes up, and then the buckets of liquidity spill out into these subgroups, and whichever ones have the most eyeballs, the most mind share, they win, and they take the riches and the spoils.
Yeah. And I've been keeping an eye on the others' total crypto market cap, and it's very clear that yes, we've had the beginning, the rallying up of the altcoins in general, but I think right now we're having that little pit stop, as well as somebody likes to call it, which is very predictable because we've had it in the previous super cycle 2017. So I don't know why people are. I think right now we're at a minus 25% from the local all-time high. In the 2017 cycle, we actually had a minus 40%, and then it went up to do like 100x in total crypto market cap for in crypto what's it called, others crypto market cap, which obviously now are we going to see 100x in the total in the others crypto market? No, because of diminishing returns, we're oversaturated, etc. But just think about it. Like I think one of my like top signals, if we're in a 1 trillion others crypto market cap for sure. So we're not there
Definitely.
yet. You know, I think Bitcoin
No.
has ways, like it will reach 150K. Now, and will it reach 200K? That's aspirational. We will see, but that's like another euphoric rule that I put. You know, if we are in 160K plus towards 200K, we're around like, you know, top signal territory roughly.
I reckon it's got a good shot at 200. I mean,
yeah.
Everyone has PTSD colored from last cycle. I was there, right? Because I jumped in 2017, and I've seen it, and it repeats. It's history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
It rhymes, yeah.
Right, and you see these patterns in the charts, and you remember how you felt on the day as well. Like I remember COVID, that dump. That was one of the scariest dumps.
Yeah.
I actually sold the bottom on that. I'm gonna admit here, I sold 50% of my bags because I literally thought it was the end of the world, guys. They stopped the NBA. I mean, never before seen. You know, they shut the whole world down. It was nuts, especially here. I don't know how it was in the UK, but in Australia, we got it bad.
Yeah. I bought the blood of that actually. I bought your bags, Kicks. I think I bought Cardano. I think it was really low, like it was under 5 cents. I can't remember exactly what price it was, but it was ridiculously low. And that was even before that was just on a centralized exchange. I think at that point in the cycle, I wasn't using MetaMask or anything like that. I was just like a centralized exchange guy, just owning like, you know, a normie. Yeah, exactly. But it ended up working well because like even if you buy that much, you know, that much blood and that much uncertainty, then you know, you're going to do all right if you hold. And I made some mistakes later in the cycle, but you know,
we all make mistakes, you know. Like obviously, I sold the bottom on that COVID dump because I legitimately thought that the world was ending and it was going to be a zombie apocalypse. But I managed to buy as it was climbing back up, so I didn't totally lose out. I had half a brain on me. It's just, you know, the emotions, especially in crypto, they get the best of you. But you know, you live and you learn. I'm just excited for this year. It's there's so many bullish things lining up, and I guess we're just waiting for Ethereum to release its grasp of our balls and just pump to the heavens, because that's going to unlock a lot of liquidity for PulseChain, and then that's going to go into the ecosystem, and eventually, like Khaled said, it's going to drip down to HOG, and we're going to have a memecoin super cycle and a white swan. Let's go.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
so 200K is on the table for sure.
200K. Yeah. And what about Ethereum?
Ethereum, I reckon 10K for sure as well. Like it's got to go to 10K. That's a 3x from these prices.
12K. Yeah. Because I think if you ask people at the end of last cycle, if Bitcoin gets to 200, what will your target for Ethereum be? They would have said 20K. And because a lot of people were talking for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin's market cap in this next cycle.
Where the speculator brain comes out and you're like, okay, third cycle curse, maybe Ethereum stops at 10, 11, and you know, you don't get the gains that you wanted. But next cycle is the fourth cycle. Look what Bitcoin did in its fourth cycle. So maybe the play is, the contrarian play would be to hold Ethereum in the next bear market. And that's an idea that I'm tossing up in my brain as well. Could you do maybe Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins, 1/3 split each way?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of ways you could skin this cat, and it'll be interesting to see what holds its value in the next bear market.
Well, PWBTC, is it?
PWBTC. The People's Wrap Bitcoin.
With holding that and Bitcoin and farming during the bear, that could be a big play too, especially at like what was somebody was saying after 8 or 9 month red monthly candles. Once we reach the peak, that's when to really scoop up the bottom bear market Bitcoin prices. That's probably the play, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah. Speaking of like PWC, PDAI, those are one of the 2 tokens that I will hold in the bear market as well. You know, I'll probably yield it, farm it, or stake it, depending on whatever Richard Hart does. Like it, you know, reinstates the PulseX, PWC, EWC farms, and I'll just pay myself the salary. pay myself a salary from the yield. Same thing with the stable swap. Like I'll slowly rotate it back in stables, right? Because it's gonna stay at $1, and then put it in the stable swap, and that's gonna be my salary. I think it's a very smart
that's a
decision.
great strategy.
Yeah, and with Kicks, what he
Absolutely.
mentioned, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's the thing. Like I've said to people, is that honestly, aside from PulseChain, I just want to hold Bitcoin. I just want to, and maybe now as well thinking about Ethereum. I don't want to hold anything else. Digital gold, store of value, great. Digital oil, right, as well, great. And then PulseChain. That is it. I don't need to be anywhere else. And actually, I can buy EWBTC and E-wrapped ETH on PulseChain, so I don't even need to leave this country. This digital country or planet, actually.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stack them up, keep it going for 3 years, and then in the next cycle, load up some more HOG.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's a reason why Bitcoin and Ethereum are the coins that they are. Richard, if you notice, he never talks about any other coins other than his own projects and Bitcoin and Ethereum, because Hex is a better Bitcoin and Ethereum is a better PulseChain is a better Ethereum, right? PulseX is a better Uniswap. I'm so disappointed in Uniswap, by the way. Like, what are you doing, you bunch of cucks? Come on, man. Decentralize my ass.
Yeah.
I love Hexologist for what he's doing. He's literally ratioing them with each tweet. They claim that there's something, and they're just frauds.
100%. Yeah.
He's doing some great work there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the beautiful thing about PulseChain, not only that we made a better Ethereum, not only that we made a better DEX, and we're gonna make a better people's stablecoin. These are all gonna be native services to PulseChain. Unlike Ethereum. Ethereum doesn't have a native stablecoin, doesn't have a native DEX. You know what I mean? And the fact that PulseX is deflationary, better tokenomics. We can flip Uniswap with market cap, by the way. And I believe we can. I think we are at, 400 million market cap with PulseX. And Uniswap is probably around 10 to 15 billion. So it's a good, 24 X.
I love PulseX.
Yeah.
PulseX is one of my favorite core coins because you got the buy and burn, right? It's literally buying the coin and burning it from existence. It's got amazing tokenomics. And yeah, I even saw the crypto sniper. He was doing some TA on PulseX, and he's got some high numbers for that as well. So he's showing some love to Richard Hart in the community as well.
Well, what's your predictions on the core tokens?
Oh man, it all depends on PDAI at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if we can get PDAI to at just 10 cents, okay? If we can go to 10 cents, $1 is totally on the table. And if that goes to $1, and then that hyperloop starts that Song talks about, that's gonna send us somewhere where I can't compute that because it's so exponentially big.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on the same boat.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rob?
I like my minimum is like 30x for all the cool coins, but really I think they could. Max bull case they could do 100x, especially if we run. I know people don't like to hear like that we might be the last to run in the cycle because people want gratification right away. They want to be winning now. They want to be cheering and going like, because we've spent so much time looking at other people cheering, but if it happens at the end, that inflow could just, it's hard to perceive how fast things could run up and how vicious those green candles could be. And the FOMO that will be happening at that point, it's, you can't chart it.
No, 100%
For sure.
No, I do like to have as well realistic or conservative expectations and then aspirational ones as well. You know what I mean? Obviously, the fact that we have SAC funds, I think he's probably going to use that, but that's going to be nowhere near enough as the Hyperloop that you mentioned. Richard Hart holds like around 10 to 12 billion of PDAI. Imagine when that goes to $1, that's 12 million of buying power. He puts that into, let's say WPLS. HOG is the main liquidity is WPLS. So imagine if Pulse goes to, I don't know, half a cent. I'm just going to say if it goes to half a cent, just imagine, because of Hart's law with HOG is, anchored to it, it's basically a leverage of that, an amplification effect of the 100x. You know what I mean? And you just look at Metcalfe's law, the other law, just the holders of HOG, which I actually haven't double checked. you can compare that to teddy bear. Don't even focus on the price value of a HOG. Just look at the number of holders, and you can tell that you're early. That is it. The network effect. One person will tell it to another two people, and then those two people will say it to the other two people. That's going to be an exponential growth. It's really exciting stuff. Like the fact.
Absolutely. And can I mention something there about the potential of all meme coins on PulseChain? Like if you're in a meme coin right now on PulseChain and you think it can be a top 10 meme coin on PulseChain, go look at the market cap of the top 10 meme coins on like Solana, and then ask yourself, can PulseChain get to where Solana currently is? Not where Solana is going to end up by the end of the cycle, but where Solana currently is. And I believe 100% that we can, and even surpass that. The top 10 meme coins on Solana are all over like 400 million market cap, and plenty of them are over $1 billion. So if you're looking at a meme coin project you're on PulseChain, the top 10 meme coins on PulseChain by the end of this cycle are going to likely be over 500 million market cap. Like that's a lot of excess.
Yes. Yeah. I'm telling you, we have cheap meme coins, no VCs, no insiders. I just love it, man. Like that's the beautiful thing about PulseChain. I really do think we have one of the strongest communities. So, Heart with Dog, such a refreshing, example of what can a community, like investing in a community. Can you just tell me, what do you think of like the vision behind Heart with Dog? Like what's your vision? Like how much do you believe in HOG?
Oh, everything. Like if you know the amount of time, energy, resources, creativity that I've like driven into this, ask my wife. Like I've even got her cooking. She's quite good on the piano. I've got her learning, because she's knows classical piano. I've now got her learning anime songs on piano so we can use them in our videos. So not only is the dev cooking, dev's wife is cooking.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't tell you how much belief and I have in this and the vision, my vision is that I believe this is the evolution of meme coins. Like I was saying before, Somi's mentioned it too, that he believes next cycle, big institutions are going to realize, how can they grab more mind share, and they're going to create TV series, they're going to create comics, they're going to create cartoons of meme coins to build that culture, to grab that mind share. And I think we're just ahead of the curve. I think we're doing it before anyone's actually caught on. The fact that the anime and manga collectively is currently over $30 billion industry, and they projected it to grow to over 60 billion by 2030, which is not, it's going to double, probably more than double in just the next 6 years. It's insane, and I think we're just early. And I think next cycle there's going to be a lot of other copycats that are built, doing mangas, doing animes, things like that. But we're first to the party, baby.
Yep. Early movers advantage. And people can find you on your Twitter, by the way, at heartwithdog or heartwith, WIF dog, the website, heartwithdog.com as well. Is that where they can also find the poster, by the way, behind you?
Yeah, the poster's also on the website, heartwithdog.com. And they can also scroll down, and we've got the chapters there. So we've got like chapter 1, the title of the chapter. So you've got the readable version, and you've also got the link, which will then take you to the animated version. It's not full anime; it's motion animation with voices, beautiful. With music, which it's more immersive. It gives you a bit more of a feeling to it, and it's. Some of the chapter, not this next chapter, which is good, but the chapter after, which you're in, 6, is probably my favorite chapter so far, and it's got the most characters, the most influences from PulseChain altogether. I'll bet anyone here like $100 of Pulse that I can get people who you think are enemies in PulseChain to sit down at the same table and break bread, because I have. That there's like all these like Tangang don't like B roots and that, and they don't like them, and all that kind of like. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna make you guys all friends in this manga. So they're all like at the table together. So get ready for that. It's friendship confirmed, as somebody would say.
Jeez, a parallel universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, again with Kicks, how can they find you as well if they want to reach out to you?
I got my own podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just type in "Kicking It with Kicks." I've got a few episodes. I started podcasting back in 2018, so I've been doing it on and off for a while. It's good to speak to you, Khaled. I got to give you your praise as well. I saw I typed in your name on YouTube, and the first video that came up was, I think, 2 years ago when you were explaining how crypto. You know, you bought the new car. You were standing in front of the
Oh
new
yeah.
car, and yeah, do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool,
Yeah,
man.
I was
Much
able
big
to.
respect to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I came a long way with crypto, man. Like, you mentioned the dump from the COVID, and that's actually where I got into trading, not crypto. Unfortunately, I should have jumped straight to crypto. I was leverage trading, which obviously I don't recommend anyone to do, but I realized I was decent at it, where I was making profits. And then after that, I got into crypto, and I realized, I don't want to take too much risk with trading. I just want to buy and hold. Well, actually, before I did that, I did spot trading, and I invested in like cinemas, airlines, because I knew with
Oh,
COVID,
wow.
with as things start to relieve,
Yeah.
cinemas and airlines, the stocks will start to go up, and that's what happened. And then I think even with Pfizer, I invested in that, even though no, I don't know what they did. At some point, they were
They
working
shall not
on
be named.
yeah. At some point,
Evil.
they were working on daily COVID tablets, guys. Can you imagine?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Good
I
luck
got
to your liver.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then I got into crypto, and then yeah, like I was able to basically change my life in the way how I think of things. Not to settle for the 9 to 5, even though right now it's my safety net, which is obviously the responsible way. Like, don't just quit your job and
No,
borrow
what you're
money.
doing,
Yeah.
honestly, Carla, what you're doing is awesome because you remind me a lot of myself. How old are you? 24, 25?
24, yeah, 24.
24. That's about
Good
when I got
guess.
into crypto as well. So you are doing much better than the rest of your peers, that's for sure, by being involved in
Yeah.
the industry, and just I saw that video. It was only 2 minutes long, and you were talking about how it's changed your life, and that's exactly what happened to me. The first cycle you get in, and especially that 2017 cycle, that was insanity. I've never seen anything like that yet. Like XRP went up 600x or something like
Yeah.
It's
that, and
crazy.
Ethereum went up a crazy. Everything went because there wasn't as many coins, the
Tron as
dispersion.
well.
Wow.
Yeah, and that first cycle you get it, and the thing that helped me as well was sticking to it in the bear market, having that conviction to say, you know what, I'm early to something, no one can see it, and I'm going to reap the rewards for this when the time eventually comes. And you kind of pick that up. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it's same story. I'm literally the same story as you.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. I know. That's the thing with during 2017. I was just playing CS:GO. What was I doing? And when Bitcoin launched, I was playing Minecraft. What was I was mining the wrong blocks. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Crypto is my video game. That's all I do
That's
every day.
true.
Just
Once
look
you
at
get into
charts, baby.
crypto, you realize actually I don't need to watch fictional movies. I don't need to play games. Life is a game,
No.
and the stuff that we
Is the
have,
game, yeah.
the lore of Earth.
Yeah, the law of Earth, yeah, which we're a part of. Like
That's true.
it's a crazy law. Like, God, Donald Trump, like coming in, like
Yeah.
the way he got in, the way that
Matrix dodge.
a matrix dodge, yeah, like the bullet, like in the ear, like crazy, man,
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
the fact that he turned his head in the last like second, that's incredible. And I think even there was a second attempt as well, where I think there was a guy that was caught just outside wherever he was. I forgot which venue it was. He intended to go in and try to unalive Donald Trump.
Oh,
Yeah,
was that more recently?
No, I think it was 2024. That it was. It wasn't. It didn't take
Oh,
as
okay, yep.
much
Before the election.
news coverage.
Yep.
Yeah. It was scary, man. It's crazy. Whoever is behind it. But I guess it's not meant to be. God is looking after his people.
Yeah, we're destined for
100%.
200K, man. That's a sign.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is
Yeah.
the chosen one. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
And
Sounds
I just want to leave everyone with some alpha, I guess. Rob, you sent me a statistic the other day about how almost half of everything that's read these days is comes from a manga comic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
That's a recent statistic.
Half of fictional.
Half
reading.
of fiction
Yep.
reading. Yep. That goes to Manga. So, and we're the only Manga crypto meme project in the whole of crypto. So
Whole of crypto, not just PulseChain, whole of crypto.
Whole of crypto. Yep.
That has your
and you're on the
favorite
right
Pulsechain
chain.
influencers. Yeah, on the right chain as well. Like so many leverage effects. As you mentioned, it just makes like all these, dumps that's happening. It's making it for a greater slingshot effect. Like I think even myself, I'm getting the FOMO. Am I holding enough bags of what I believe in? You know what I mean? Like usually I sleep well at night.
The perfect storm.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Guys, we need to do this again. Honestly, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Speaking with you guys, meeting you.
Oh, thanks so much for having us on.
Yeah, thank you, Khaled.
I'm a real person. I'm not just AI making videos.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great, man. I love your marketing as well. It's good.
Thank you very much.
Respect the hustle.
Sounds good. We're going to end
Love your energy, everything about it. So thanks so much.
Thank you very much, guys, for listening. Obviously, like, share it with your crypto bros, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
See ya.